you mentioned the lies about Black people, which is doing well. You're getting a lot of great reviews. It is, climbing the charts. The impetus to do this book with a foreword by Michael Eric Dyson, how did this, come about?
Well, first of all, in terms of just, publishing, as an avid listener of your show, you're always pushing us, to do our best and to do more, not just talk about it, be about it. And you're always talking about your publishing background. And I published other books, but I decided that I wanted to go with a mainstream publisher instead of self-publishing. So I went through that process. So that was kind of the technical thing. But the reason why I wrote the book was because there were so many people, especially people in the white suburban areas, coming out of the Black Lives Matter, movements and things that were happening in 2020 and 2021, who were looking for more. They wanted to go to a deeper level, go beyond the chants. They still wanted to do the work. So I wanted to write something that could arm them with more information in their fight. But here's the thing, Karen, when I started asking people about this book and what the chapters should be, I got more stories about lies that Black people were told from Black people and that hampered their existence and their lives. And so this book became a book for anybody looking to challenge the lies about Black people that not only hampered them as Black people, but maybe hampered how other people looked at Black people.
Okay, what's the biggest lie that we tell ourselves and each other about Black people?
The biggest lie that we tell ourselves is that we're not worthy of collaboration. And that has been beaten out of us. We've been bought into the seasoning that took place during slavery when they brought us to the West Indies and beat our culture out before they brought us here. This idea that we cannot work together, that we're always going to tear each other down. Everything that you all been talking about in your last segment on franchising and this idea of trust and even how you started the show. So that has led to a certain level of climate of self-hate. I talk in the book about a restaurant in Boston called Yours Takeout, which was owned by the Nation of Islam. And there was a brother in there from the mosque, and he heard a Black person complaining about the food, and he said, what's ridiculous? McDonald's you could find a roach in your food at McDonald's tomorrow and you're still going to support that store, but a Black store messes up one time and you're never coming back. And those types of stories play into our head where we feel like we got to be the best, be the only Black person in the room. Some of us get on some Clarence Thomas level stuff where we get to the top of the ladder and kick it down so that nobody else can get there. And then many of us buy into the lies that we're not smart. I interview people on their anti-racist journey. And one of them, Dr. Michael Robinson, he says, being the first to go to college, so many people in his family bought into the stereotypes that they didn't even try to take themselves to that next level. So those are some of the challenges that we have. But the biggest one is that one that we just can't work together.
I debunk that on a regular, but I do also see how I have to fight through anti-Blackness and Black people